Today I want to talk about something we all face every single day. Choices. Life is not just about what happens to us, but how we respond to what happens. It's about the decisions we make, big or small, that shape who we become, where we go, and what we stand for. From the moment we open our eyes in the morning, we're faced with choices. Do we get up early and start the day with purpose, or do we hit snooze and delay the inevitable? Do we choose to greet the day with gratitude, or do we allow stress and negativity to take over? These might seem like small decisions, but over time, they build habits, and our habits shape our lives. Each day presents a series of crossroads, some obvious and some subtle. We choose what to focus on, what to ignore, what to believe in, and what to let go of. We choose how we treat people, how we speak to ourselves, and how we handle challenge. These daily decisions, though often overlooked, add up to form the foundation of our personal growth, relationships, and success. Think about it. Even our emotions, to a certain extent, are guided by choice. We can choose to hold on to anger or choose to forgive. We can choose to be passive or take action. When we decide how to respond rather than react, we exercise a powerful control over our lives. We often look at life as a big picture, but the big picture is really a mosaic made of tiny, everyday choices. The food we eat, the time we spend, the goals we chase, the company we keep. Each choice is a brushstroke painting the story of our life. What we decide today may not seem like it matters, but it can echo into our future in ways we can't yet see. Some people wait for the big moment to make life-changing decisions. But the truth is, every single day gives us that opportunity in small ways that build momentum toward who we want to be. The choice to be consistent, to be present, to do the right thing, even when no one is watching, holds more weight than we often realize. Character is not something we're born with. It's something we build, day by day, through the choices we make. Every decision, whether public or private, is a reflection of who we are at our core. The way we act when no one is watching, the way we treat others when we have nothing to gain, and the way we respond when things don't go our way. These are the moments that shape and reveal our true character. It's easy to say we value honesty, kindness, or integrity, but values aren't just words, they're proven through our actions. When we choose to tell the truth, even when it's uncomfortable, when we choose to help someone, even when it's inconvenient, when we choose to do the right thing, even when it's not the easiest path, those are the moments when our character is being formed and tested. And it's not just about the big dramatic decisions. Our character is built through the smaller, quieter moments. Choosing to be respectful in a disagreement, choosing to stay loyal in times of temptation, choosing to remain humble in success. These choices add up and create a reputation, not just in the eyes of others, but in the way we see ourselves. When we consistently make choices that align with our values, we build self-respect and inner strength. We become someone we can trust, someone others can trust too. And trust, once earned through honest and principled choices, becomes one of the most valuable things we possess. But the opposite is also true. If we compromise our values for short-term comfort or gain, it chips away at our integrity. Bit by bit, those small choices can shift the kind of person we are becoming, often without us even realizing it. That's why it's so important to stay aware of the choices we make, because they're not just shaping our actions, they're shaping our identity. One of the greatest freedoms we have in life is the ability to choose. No matter where we come from, no matter what we've been through, we always have the power to decide how we respond to life's challenges. While we may not always control our circumstances, we do have control over our mindset, our attitude, and our next move. And that is the kind of freedom that no one can take from us. Life can be unpredictable, There will be moments when we feel powerless, when people let us down, plans fall apart, or things happen that we didn't ask for or expect. But even in those moments, our power lies in our response. We can choose to rise above, to learn, to grow, and to keep moving forward. That choice to take ownership of how we respond is where real freedom begins. There's a difference between reacting and responding. Reacting is automatic. It's often driven by emotion or fear, but responding comes from awareness and intentionality. When we pause, reflect, and choose our next step with purpose, we take back our power. We break free from being controlled by our circumstances and instead begin to shape them. Many people go through life believing they are stuck in a job, in a relationship, in a mindset. But often what keeps us stuck is not the situation itself, but the belief that we don't have a choice. The truth is, we always do. We can choose to take action, to walk away, to change direction, or even to shift our perspective. Sometimes the most powerful choice is simply deciding not to be a victim of what we cannot change and instead focusing on what we can. This kind of freedom is quiet. It's not always flashy or dramatic. It shows up in the way we handle criticism, in the way we carry ourselves under pressure, in the way we hold on to our peace even when the world feels chaotic. It's the ability to say, I may not be able to control everything around me, but I can control myself. I can choose my attitude. I can choose my values. I can choose my path. No one goes through life without making mistakes. It's part of being human. We all stumble, we all take wrong turns, and we all make choices we later wish we could undo. But here's the truth. Mistakes do not define us. What defines us is how we respond to those mistakes and what we choose to do next. There's a powerful freedom in understanding that a wrong choice doesn't mean a ruined life. It means we've been given a lesson, a moment of clarity, and most importantly, another opportunity to make a better choice. Mistakes can feel heavy, even shameful, but when we view them as teachers rather than as failures, they become stepping stones instead of roadblocks. Think about some of the greatest lessons you've learned. Chances are they didn't come from moments of perfection. They came from moments of pain, misjudgment, or regret. In those moments, we often discover what really matters to us. We see where we strayed from our values, where we weren't paying attention, or where we ignored our inner voice. And with that awareness comes the opportunity to grow. The beauty of life is that we don't have to be stuck in a poor decision forever. We can apologize. We can change our behavior. We can walk away from toxic patterns. We can forgive ourselves and move forward. Each day gives us the gift of choice, a chance to realign ourselves with the person we truly want to be. Mistakes are not the end of the story. They're simply a plot twist that can lead to an even more powerful comeback. When we choose to own our mistakes rather than hide from them, we build resilience. We gain wisdom, and we develop a deeper sense of empathy, not only for ourselves, but for others as well. We become more understanding, more grounded, and more intentional with the choices we make moving forward. Everyone has dreams, visions of who they want to be, what they want to achieve, and the kind of life they hope to live. But dreams don't come true by accident. They aren't handed out randomly or realized overnight. Dreams come to life through effort, persistence, and most importantly, intentional choices made consistently over time. It's easy to be inspired by the final result, the athlete holding the trophy, the entrepreneur running a successful business, the artist receiving praise for their work. What we don't always see are the hundreds, even thousands of deliberate decisions that led to that moment. The choice to practice late when everyone else went home. The choice to sacrifice short-term comfort for long-term goals. The choice to keep going when progress was slow or invisible. Every big dream asks for something in return. It asks for discipline. It asks for focus. It asks us to say no to distractions, to push past fear, and to choose growth over ease. These choices aren't always glamorous, and they often require patience and persistence. The kind that doesn't always feel rewarding in the moment, but pays off in ways that matter most. Intentional choices also mean aligning our actions with our goals. It's not enough to wish for something. We have to move in the direction of that wish every single day. Wanting to be healthy means choosing what we eat, how we move, and how we care for our minds and body. Wanting to succeed academically or professionally means choosing to study, to stay organized, to ask for help, and to keep learning. Every choice is like a brick, slowly building the path toward the future we envision. And here's the thing, intentional choices require self-awareness. We have to know ourselves. We have to be honest about our priorities, our habits, and the areas where we tend to fall short. It takes courage to confront the gap between where we are and where we want to be. But it's in that space that growth happens, when we start making choices not just based on how we feel in the moment, but based on the future we want. Everything begins to change. The future often feels like a distant destination, something we'll deal with later, something that's out there somewhere waiting to happen. But the truth is, the future isn't some random event waiting to unfold on its own. It's being created little by little by the choices we make right now. In fact, every decision we make today lays a brick on the path toward the life we're walking into tomorrow. It's easy to underestimate the power of small, daily actions. After all, how much difference can one choice really make? But that's the thing about time, it magnifies everything. A single decision may not change our lives in the moment, but repeated consistently, those choices stack up. They shape our habits, our mindset, and ultimately our reality. Choosing to study for an extra hour, to wake up earlier, to be more present with loved ones, to save money instead of spending it impulsively. These might not feel like life-changing moves at the time, but done regularly, they set the course for a different kind of future. One that is more aligned with our goals, our values, and the version of ourselves we're striving to become. The same is true in the opposite direction. Delaying responsibilities, avoiding tough conversations, ignoring our health, staying in our comfort zone. These choices also build a future, but not necessarily one we'll be proud of. That's why it's important to pause and reflect on the direction our current choices are leading us in. If nothing changes, where will we end up in a year, 5 years, 10? This awareness gives us the chance to make intentional adjustments. If we want a better future, we don't have to wait for a new year or a big break to start working toward it. We can begin today, right now, by making choices that support the life we want. It's in the present moment, the only moment we ever truly have control over, that we hold the keys to our future. Sometimes we think that transformation has to come from a major event, a big opportunity, a life-altering moment, or some kind of external breakthrough. But more often than not, real change begins with a single decision, just one choice, one moment of clarity, one shift in mindset, one courageous action can change the entire direction of your life. It could be the choice to walk away from something, a toxic relationship, a bad habit, a limiting belief. Or it could be the choice to step into something new, to pursue a dream, to take a risk, to finally say yes to growth. These moments may feel small when they happen, but they often become turning points that mark a new chapter in our story. Every person who has changed their life has done it one decision at a time. One day they decided to stop settling. One day they chose to take responsibility. One day they looked at themselves in the mirror and realized that they had more power than they were giving themselves credit for. That power came from their ability to choose, something different, to rewrite the narrative they had been living in. And the beauty of this truth is that it means we're never really stuck. Even if we've made mistakes, even if we've been off course for a long time, we're still one choice away from turning things around. One choice to forgive, to begin again, to ask for help, to change direction. That single act of choosing differently creates a ripple effect, not only in what we do, but in who we become. This kind of change doesn't always happen with fanfare. Sometimes it's quiet. It happens in a moment of reflection or stillness when something inside us shifts and we just know it's time. Time to stop waiting. Time to stop making excuses. Time to stop living a life that doesn't feel true to who we are. And so with intention and courage, we make the choice to begin.